So you've heard that you should make a will. Today, we're looking at what happens if you don't make a will. One problem is that you lose control of where your estate goes. If you don't make a will, the government have kindly made one for you. This is called the Rules of Intestacy, and it follows a clear hierarchical order on who will inherit. This may or may not be in line with your personal wishes. Another problem is that your home may not pass automatically to your partner. It very much depends on how you own that house, and without a will giving clear instructions, your estate may pass to other relatives. Another problem is without a will, and if you have young children, guardianship can be a real problem. Within the structure of a will, you can appoint the people you trust to provide the loving and nurturing background and environment for your children. Without a will, the court will decide who cares for your children, and this may or may not be in line with what you want and can cause lots of family arguments and disputes in the meantime while it's sorted out. Another problem is without a will, it can be very costly and complicated for your estate to be administered. It really depends what you own. It's likely that there will be bigger and higher legal expenses without having clear instructions in a will. One problem, if you're not married, your partner will receive absolutely nothing under intestacy. Intestacy really protects the bloodlines in families, and without the legal structure of marriage or civil partnership, the intestacy rules simply don't apply to your partner. This could result in your partner losing the home, losing any financial stability that they have, and this could be the partner that you share children with. One problem is that your estranged relatives may receive your estate. The rules of intestacy are only concerned with bloodlines, not the relationships that you have with particular classes of relative. This could mean that someone that you've never spoken to or not spoken to for several years or had a falling out with could inherit your estate. One problem is that without a will, you don't have the opportunity to do any tax planning. So by tax planning, I'm really talking in this circumstance of inheritance tax. If you choose to write a will, you can write it in the most tax efficient way, giving opportunity and time for some planning to be done. Without a will, inheritance tax potentially could be a bigger cost on your estate. One problem is that without a will, all the things that you hold dear perhaps are not going to be accounted for. So for example, who would care for your pets? Or you've got friends that would really appreciate the collection of musical instruments that you've accumulated over the years, or special pieces of jewellery. Intestacy makes no allowance for any of those things. One problem is that you have no choice over who will administer your estate. So if you don't make a will, the government, through intestacy, have chosen who your executors are. And they may or may not be the people that you would have chosen, and they may or may not be suitable or trustworthy to administer your estate. One problem is that without a will, it can be a very stressful time for your loved ones. It can be quite a complicated process, and without clear wishes written down, nobody really knows what you would have wanted, but the strict rules of intestacy must be adhered to. This can be a very emotional time for families, and it would have been so easy just to make a will to make all of that a lot less stressful. I'm Ali Eilott from Heritage Estate Planning, and this has been What Happens If I Don't Make a Will. I hope this has given you some useful tips and some food for thought about your own situation. If you'd like some professional advice from me or one of my team, head over to our website www.heritageestateplanning.co.uk, where you can book appointments and find some other useful guides and helpful information. Hopefully see you soon. Thanks for watching.